Hey guys, this is what I did to get my 1903 A3 to shoot under an inch at 100 yards. I'm just an amateur, so anything that's not exactly perfect, it's because I just do this for fun. So thanks for watching. We're going to do a little bit of accuracy testing with this 03 A3 with the new Criterion barrel. Using Federal Match Magnum primers in the 3006. This is 53.5 grains of Hodgdon 4350. And we're using a 155 Sierra tipped Match King. Targets at 100 yards. And this is a new Criterion 4-groove. See what kind of accuracy we can get at 100 yards. Go down and take a look and see what we have. We've got the wrench assembled on the action, and these are just a few of my observations. Make sure that the wrench is up against the back of the recoil lug, and as you're tightening this down, make sure that the spacing, once it's tightened down, both sides is fairly equal. We'll put this in the barrel vise now, and before I do that I'll want to make sure I clean all the oil off of this with some rubbing alcohol. So we're going to go over into the other shop now, set it up in the barrel vise, and remove the barrel. You only get one shot at this. This is always the part that you worry about. Oh boy. Okay, there's the real world. Well, something's going to happen here. Oh, my blocks aren't holding. Boy. sale, partially used 1903 A3 barrel, front sight ramp included. So we just threaded the barrel onto the receiver to take a look at how far we got to go with those index marks. Those need to line up perfectly in order for the front sight to be in alignment. When they welded the previous barrel on there, it ended up doing a little distortion here. And I just run this over a flat surface with some mild abrasive just to see how we're coming up, and you'll notice that it's fairly flat all the way around up until that area on the top there that was welded. So what am I going to do? I'm going to use this brake rotor as a flat surface, and I'm probably going to take it down maybe 1 or 2 thousandths so that the index marks line up a little bit better to where I'll be able to tighten this down without just having to go primal with it in order to get it tight, because they don't need to be that tight. I've got a bunch of machinist buddies that are just cringing right now, but we're not taking it down that much. You just want to take your time and keep checking it. It's going. To service the bolt assembly, open up the bolt, depress, and you can just unscrew this. Now, one of the nice features of these bolts is they have a very nice claw extractor, and that extractor is held in place with this ring. And this ring is very, very malleable, and you have to open it up in order to get it off of here. And then once you get it off, you can polish this area. What I did is I polished this area of the bolt, and I also polished this and re-blued this so that they work smoothly together. You can see over the years the grime that got in there and kind of gouged it up a little bit, so we cleaned that up a little bit. The reason why we go through all of that is so there's no resistance when we're checking our head spacing. This is a finish reamer, and it does take a little while, probably 4 revolutions, clean it and check it, and just continually do that until you get the proper head spacing. So we're getting kind of close here. Here's one more check with the go gauge. You'll notice that it's starting to get, I can close the bolt on that. It's a little too close for comfort though. Just gave it a double check with a sized brand new Lapua case. And you can see that the bolt closes, but that last little bit, it's just a little too tight. I think this could be the last one. Rinse it with a little WD. Give it a good wipe out. Okay. Okay. Closes on the go gauge. Wipe the no-go gauge off. And just polish that out with some compound. I did this to the engaging surface here. This is held in place by a little groove here that captures the extractor collar ring, and it goes on just one way. It's thin on one side and it's thick on the other. So I'm going to try to hook one side of this and then compress this collar ring. Things that they do on the Remingtons is they have set screws, but this one's been on and off a couple times, so the screw holes are stripped out. So when they get proper alignment left and right, they peen the top of this. Well, all the peening and the screwing and everything over the years since the 40s, this sight just rocked ever so slightly, so I put some JB weld on it. You've got your sight base, you've got your elevation ramp, and in the bottom of it there is a spring. And so what we're going to do is we're going to set that on the base, just like this. This is the windage adjustment screw. It's threaded in the middle, and we start it from the left side. You'll notice once you get to the end of it, it tightens down is the windage knob spring. It goes in with the wings towards the rifle. Install the windage knob, and that does have a flathead screw to hold it on. Got the barrel set up to install the front sight. Key goes in. Free floated all the way from the recoil log all the way up to right about in this area here. And over time this one's had a little bit of fallen arches. You know, the screws have been tightened down and the stock is compressed. So I've got these bolts really tight on the receiver on the action, and I've made a little shim here, probably 20 thousandths. And then there's a bed of JB weld in there, so we'll see if that brings the barrel up and gives it the proper pre-tension. And the biggest trick I could say is to get the tension on the front of that stock correct. That's one of the biggest tricks that either makes or breaks those rifles, as far as the resonance that they have once the gun goes boom. You want it to start in the same place every time. Well, we're in 2021, and I was going to parse this video into several little pieces, and I decided just to put it up all at once. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're a new viewer.